game number 1 between TaToH and Hera. Both players have gone out to dock, just catching up a little bit. I would absolutely love to see TaToH take a game as well. Yeah, completely agreed. And I think TaToH has good potential. It just kind of comes down to how well they practiced. Oh, Hera's already noticing this drush come across. TaToH with the instant drush instead of the dock. I don't actually like the strategy at all. I think you go dock into militia afterwards. And, I mean, the 3 militia, I guess it does kind of potentially prevent your opponent from getting out to a lumber camp. He's kind of just following the camel right now. You think TaToH's been best shape ever lately? I could see it. I mean, that being said, is it better shape than when he beat Hera? Or did he beat Hera in, what was that? Elwolo 4? I forget. I went to a watch party in Florida to watch it. With some of the Americans. I like this, but I think you just make 1 militia. Oh, not in the best shape. Okay. I could also see that. I haven't seen anything that's, like, significant from him one way or the other. He's going to accidentally push ostriches towards Hera's TC. Hera's going to take that opportunity. Oh, he's just going to kill him before the militia kill him, I think. But yeah, I mean... 4 fishing ships, like 4 extra eco units. He is preventing Hera from going to wood. Is Hera just going to go down to this section for wood? I think that's a good reaction from Hera. Just go where the militia aren't. And you don't have to deal with it. Wow, TaToH. Pretty good uptime behind this as well. Just with all the hunt, I guess. Definitely a practice strategy. And if he's going on gold, I think this is a range follow-up. I really want to see the range forward, though. I mean, But then Hera just needs to go up and just make 1 tower and he protects the wood line. And there's nothing else for TaToH to hit. TaToH's now searching to figure out where Hera has gone with these units. Yeah, he has had some early exits recently. Completely true. I think losing to antagonist in Valhalla is probably the biggest thing. That being said, maybe he was just practicing for the Garrison, and that's why. He's prioritizing those higher value tournaments. Hera's scouting, though. Oh my goodness. Has it been on point. Spotted the militia when they were all the way at TaToH's base. Spotting the dock as well. So he knows what the follow-up is here. Though TaToH is going to be up first. He can try to snipe some fish, but he probably gets 1 fish before the fires come out. Is Hera going to wall him in? Yo, Hera, just wall him in. No, don't fight. There's 2 vills. Does he not have loom? Okay, loom's in. Hera needs to run, yeah. And TaToH just like, okay, whatever, dude. I mean, Hera could have still walled in the vills. I think that's still value. And we still have some militia shenanigans over here. And lumber camp was confirmed. And going for man-at-arms, okay. Hera's gonna have to respect this now. Sending the boys and girls. Trying to block with the camel scout, I like it. But it feels like the pathing just isn't quite there for the man-at-arms. Okay, 1 kill and then pull back. Meanwhile, Hera's fishing ships are not efficient. And now that he has to micro against the fire, he can go back in against the villagers. Ready to block. 1 more villager down. But trading for 1 man-at-arm. Still 4 eco units in favor of Hera. Hera adding a stable. Okay. So now it's just going to be blind after this. I guess the gold is just being spent on fire galleys. Trying to go for the for the villager instead of the fishing ships. But yeah, he sees the traces in the water of the fishing ships. And another fire coming out for TaToH behind us as well. Hera's eco is still looking really solid. So much food in the bank, actually. Just because that's what he's had access to. Now going to gold as well. Yeah, I don't know. TaToH's strategy of like keeping Hera off gold for a while did kind of work out. Meant that these fire ships were really delayed. But You can see Hera still 500 resources ahead. All the same. And Hera really struggling for wood, so... Maybe 3 militia really was the way into Man-at-Arms. I think TaToH, yeah, noticed the stable, so he's going to match with his own stable. Hera's Camel's just chilling up here. And TaToH, yeah, has... I mean, he has full access to all of the hunt that's back at his own base. And Scout will confirm where TaToH's TC is. I mean, he sees the farm, so he has a pretty good idea, at least, where the TC is. And all the fish from Hera is gone. Oh, he traps the Scout. Okay. It wouldn't be a Hera set if we didn't have a trap, the same way it wouldn't have been a Viper set if we hadn't seen a quick wall. I guess this is also a quick wall, but another type. Why do you keep reinforcing this? He's dead. Scout gets pushed away by Spearman over here from Hera, and Hera is on the way up. That's what those extra 500 resources did. I guess TaToH just tries to get damage in with Scouts. He's trying to lame a Rhino while going up to Castle Age. Man, he's trying to get every little advantage he can. Does TaToH... Okay, TaToH is fishing behind this. And... Well, actually, he's trying to stop the lame. Continuing to kill the extra hunt as well. I mean, the thing is, Hera's going to get up to Castle Age and only have the food that's under his TC. Because this will have run out. And so it's just going to be 2 farms. He's going for a second stable. He can't afford 2 stable production of anything. He doesn't have the food. Does not have the food for this. And TaToH doing a good job of walling up. Might be a bit surprised, though, with this uptime. Might send a few more villagers out to wall. Or not. Just fighting with scouts and spears and taking another villager off Hera. 7-0 eco KD. TaToH just needs to hold in the early game here. And maybe that's why Hera's going 2 stables. Despite not being able to afford 2 stables. Because he has no more food. This has thrown such a big wrench into Hera's game plan. Scouts continuing to pick off villagers as well. Is this Hera's first game of the day? Knights coming forward. Where are the walls at? Walls aren't complete yet. Scout still being a pain over here. And Hera's reactions have just been like, I don't know, maybe what can I do? Has been his reaction. We have more spears. Knights are here. As well as the Scout. Villager walls yourself in. And I'm expecting more quick walls over here for Hera. Maybe. I mean, TaToH's just staying in Feudal Age at this point. And I think that's his best bet. Is just where have the quick walls been? Some there. No, TaToH, you had such an opportunity here. Are you really going to fight these knights off with villagers and spearmen? Hera pulling away the 3 HP knight. Classic. And TaToH is still winning water. Can build a few more fishing ships. Trying to find some damage. But yeah, Hera's able to kind of recover there. Get quite a few more farms. Collect the relics with this timing. And TaToH's kind of stuck forever in Feudal Age, it feels like. And he doesn't have a response for the knights. Like, I would say the only mistake Hera's made this game is trying to build a second stable and thinking he has the economy for that. More traps back here. Does this villager go down? Yeah, it looks like she does. Or sorry, the Scout does. She lives. And then TaToH just made a mistake of not walling up early enough. And he's trying to get his way up. I think he sells another 100 wood, and he's up. There we go. Can add more fish on the way up as well. And still has the eco lead. But he needs to deal with the knights that Hera's going to keep sending over. And that's what's keeping Hera in this game. That and these quick walls. Hera cannot get any relief from these quick walls. TaToH doing a good job of finding the weak units. back here. Also this wood line. What in the world? And TaToH not giving... Oh, Hera did get the trap that time. Okay. Yeah, Hera's micro hasn't seemed as good here as it has been in the past. Still pulling back weak units, but it feels like he's getting overwhelmed with the different places that TaToH is hitting him. That being said, he is, you know, taking in relics at the same time, so we'll see. He might just have been, like, really surprised with TaToH's play here. And pulling relics away before the Lithuanians can get them is pretty big. So TaToH might have one left down here in the bottom. Can I remove the attack sound alarms? I think so. I think I just have to not be selecting a unit. I don't actually remember if that's a setting in Capture Age, but I can double check. I do find it annoying as well. Oh, attack notification. None. Perfect. Yeah, good suggestions, yes. Appreciate it. TaToH going for light cav, okay. He does have 2 stable. And they're about even in eco after all that. Rest collected. Now ahead for TaToH. And Hera's going to be the first one to add a second town center. Now it's Hera that needs to wall up a little bit more. No knights in protection back here. Just monks, though they aren't going to do the trick. Okay, now knights are coming over. Villagers are being moved towards the knights to build a house. And 2 villagers go down. Well done, TaToH. Finding the opportunities where they exist. Knights on the other side clearing up some spearmen, but villagers have been moved back to safety. Relative safety. Knights can still, you know, come around and deal some damage. I think some walls and a gate would help prevent, you know, additional units coming through. Here, baiting the TC fire with the weak knight. And we have a monastery and monks in defense. Quick walls? Quick walls? Nice. That should be a conversion, unless we get a delete. I think it's going to be a delete. Once Hera sees that he's stuck in there. Well, I don't know. He got the hill bonus here. Oh, okay. Deletes the one knight. And tries to get the conversion, or kill. Yeah, hill bonus. Wow. I'm going to give that to Hera for the micro. Using the hill advantage there. Killed a monk and didn't really lose anything but a weak knight. TaToH doesn't have... I mean, he needs a market. Or he's had a market. Yeah, okay. Buys the stone. Or he's selling wood right now. And thinking of buying stone, I'm assuming, for a TC. So we can try to match these up times. Fire ships doing some work against the knights, and light cav will be able to fight another day. Maybe find this TC that's being built. That's a sizable army there for Hera. 4 monks. 9 knights. What does TaToH see? Nothing quite yet. Ooh. Did he see... No, I don't think he saw the villagers. Knights don't have that much line of sight. Where was Hera thinking of going with those villagers? He's floating a lot of gold. Maybe come up here? For control of gold or stone? He has stone under that TC. You can also garrison in the TC to clear these knights, but... yeah, I don't know. Maybe just not thinking it's a priority. There's that monk trying to bring in a relic so that these Lithuanian knights have additional attack. If you don't have at least 2 relics, you're actually kind of behind your opponent with Lith. And the light cab just try to go forward to snipe a monk. Yeah, I guess that's what Hera was trying to go. Expand his economy a little bit on the hills. There's TaToH's second TC. Another conversion sounds like it came in for TaToH. before he got mopped up. The problem is he's getting conversions, just can't win fights because he doesn't have the numbers. And he shouldn't be taking these bad fights. That's what's giving Hera the KD advantage, despite TaToH having a 15-1 eco KD lead. But Hera being on 3 TC now is... Okay. TaToH's going to match soon enough. If this goes super late game, and we run out of gold, TaToH has a better civ. But the chances of us getting there with how much gold is on the map, especially on this upper area, is a little bit limited. And I think camels... I don't know, actually. Are camels a significant unit in this matchup? Maybe not. Also, Hera floating 1k gold. I don't know if he could use that a little bit better. Monk trying to go out for this relic. Try to go for the conversion, dude. Just do it. Nope. And yeah, Hera feels comfortable with his position. He's getting handcart now. Counterattack here for TaToH. Hera's on top of it. Has 2 monks of defense plus the knights. Is he quick walling this? What are these gates? What in the world are these gates? Knights are just going to stay there, I guess. And this backtrain camel that they started with is also just watching to see if TaToH expands. Knights pull out of position. Forging now coming in for TaToH. Does feel like his economy has been a little bit more strapped, but I think it's just that he's not taking the fights he wants to take. Or not winning the fights. So he's spending a lot of resources on units that aren't accomplishing much. Also being behind 10 units. Where is 3 fish? Okay, they're on shore fish now. I'm guessing he hasn't explored... Yeah, he hasn't explored the deep fish. We'll get there eventually, I guess. He's not really over-invested on water. But Hera, with the Persian economy, is doing really good. And up to Imp. Yeah. Does TaToH see Imp and call it? I mean, he's on 31 farms himself. He could just stop production and be okay. TaToH's only killed 9 military units, whilst Hera has killed 39. That's what that KD means in comparison to the Eco KD. Like, Hera's taking so much better fights than TaToH. That's why TaToH has this lead. Hasn't really been, like, a strategy choice. I think the strategy from TaToH has actually been better. Given the civilizations. If he had Persians, I don't think he would have done that. But with I think it made sense. TaToH now investing in more upgrades instead of going up to Imp. I think he's misunderstanding the point at which they're at in the game. And Pike's trying to come back to have more military to support. Waiting for the knights to come back, get some conversions. But yeah, Hera's just going to run back to his monks. TaToH's actually playing this like he wants a forward castle. It's just... You know how long it's going to take for him to walk across the map to build a forward castle? His military at least gives him an opportunity to build a castle up here. And then the imp time of Hera is a little bit less important. And there go the villagers. Oh boy, that's castle on the face. That's not even a castle for map control. This is a castle to try to punish Hera for going up to imp. But I don't think it works because Hera still has a really solid military. Oh, quick wall does not come in. Doesn't matter. Keeps running. Those knights are just to pull the military out of position. Does sweep Hera there. And yeah, the castle's still coming forward. Hera again fails with a quick wall. Or just is a little bit too slow. TaToH is just going to be known as that player who stays in the age a little bit longer than his opponent. Okay, those pikes took a really bad fight there. The light cap needed to stay with them, but I guess he wants the light cap to raid instead. Light cap, go for that monk. I'm going to continue raid. Counter castle here for Hera. Also building a farm on the front. And there's no military left here for TaToH, and that's GG. That's a doubting castle. I think the game slipped from TaToH's grasp when he didn't wall in Feudal Age. He might still play on, but I think that's GG. I mean, it's only 1,000 score difference. Some of that is water control. TaToH might feel like he's bought himself some time with this forward castle. Getting squires now for the pikemen. Got his light cav potentially trapped in. Are they trapped in? They were for a moment. Okay. Oh, no! Villager opens the gate for them. Ay, ay, ay. Too many quick walls. It's too late for this. And traps, I should say. And I don't know what happened here. Did TaToH try to build a castle? I mean, TaToH's fighting soft like he can force a doubt castle. I don't think that's the case. I think he's just going to lose a lot of units, but, you know, Hera might lose a lot of villagers in the process. And now he has to run with everything, but he runs towards the enemy. He's acting like these are Spanish villagers that have supremacy. That is not at all the case. He needs all of these villagers to be working. Yeah, Harris just has one Treb working away at this castle down here. He's raiding a lot, though. Hera doesn't have any armor or any attack upgrades on these TCs. It feels like these units just want to sit here and force a reaction out of Hera. Just overwhelm Hera, I guess, is the plan. And the KD has gotten a little bit closer. TaToH's killed 62 eco units. But with Persian TCs, you can reproduce pretty quickly. TaToH gonna drop another castle. Yeah, I guess he realizes he can't go up to Imp. Just send forward the villagers. Oh, he doesn't even have a wheelbarrow for them. That would help him get to their destination a little bit faster. Oh no! Oh no! How did you let yourself get walled in there? I feel bad. I feel so bad. I look away. Probably the same way TaToH looks away as he's trying to build this castle. And Hera's just dropping another castle on him. Pikes are a little bit out of position, but castle still goes up. Right? Castle still goes up. I think the biggest upgrade Hera could get is actually fletching for how many units keep going under his TCs. And now we have another building that can produce Lightus. And TaToH's found a stone mine where he can get more units to build castles. Is Hera going to research murder holes? Ooh, nice attack. Against the Cavalier. Hera will need to move out for gold at some point. Is this his only gold mine at the moment? So we have 14 there. And okay, he still has gold back here. Once he thinks about it. It's kind of hidden behind that house. Oh, he has gold up here. Okay, he has plenty of gold. Yeah, I don't really see the win condition for TaToH. Like, he's outproducing Hera for sure. But to what extent is that going to win him the game? He can't take out any of these Persian castles. I guess he just has to wait until he catches up in villager production. He's still on 39 farms. If he can keep producing more and more villagers out of these TCs, he might be in an okay position. He does have wheelbarrow now. And might take out this castle with infantry and Lightus. TaToH's getting fletching. And also, his plan is to take Hera off gold. That is actually the plan. I just try to get into late game where he has the better trash units. His Civ has the better trash units. I don't know what fletching was for. Is just to range this whole gold? And there's fletching for Hera and murder holes. So these units will finally die. actually took out more than half that castle with just those units banging against the side of it. Pretty funny. And a siege workshop here to take out the stables. I mean, the one thing Hera does have a lot of is wood. Midas going to take out the Treb with pikes behind to make sure the Cavalier can't do anything about it. TaToH didn't even have the second armor that whole time. I did not notice that. He's running again under all of those town centers without the second armor. But yeah, the thing is, Hera needs a tech switch to deal with all his pikes, but he doesn't have the eco for it. He needs some time to drop a ton of farms, and that's what he's doing back here. He does have heavy plow, so those will last for a while. And yeah, I mean, Hera's eco is still looking solid. 143 bills. Despite all the raids, it's kind of coming to an end for TaToH's push. He's gotten up to 120 for the last 2 minutes now, I think. Just constantly setting these pikemen over across the field. I mean, usually you want mobile units on such a big field, but when your pikemen move faster like this, I guess that kind of works as well. Midas is just going to try to snipe the monk, and Hera's on top of it. Not going to let him get that. Goes for the conversion to get the pikemen. And Midas are going to come in on Hera's eco, it looks like. Bodkin coming in now, as well as Commanderin. So that is Hera's answer, I guess, to the pikemen, is to go for crossbow that only costs wood, because he sees he has 50 on wood, and that might be a decent play. I mean, TaToH's definitely making this interesting. I'll give him props for that, but I do not see how he comes back here. Does manage to take out that stable, but yeah, so many on wood. It's not going to make the huge difference. That being said, if these Lightists keep getting kills, and these Cavalier just sit around... Yo, is TaToH actually going to get a higher Vil count? It's getting so close. How many more Vils do we need killed here? If those Cavalier just stay there, it could happen. No way. TaToH's actually going to get the Vil high. TaToH has the Vil high! Now he just needs to get an imp somehow, without completely losing his position. He is going to take down a Persian TC. And how many ranges do we have? Okay, we have plenty of ranges though for Hera. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe TaToH... I spoke too early. TaToH does still have a way to win this. This is what we waited for. This is why I watched through 3 sets that were kind of meh. Interesting at times, but mostly meh. Just to get to this. Have TaToH cook and have Hera react with really good reaction times. Cavalier coming over here. I think Cavalier versus Lightists. Lightists still do kind of well. Is pulling all the Lightists out of position though. So I think Hera's kind of happy with this. That means there's no Lightists there to snipe his Treb. Just one battering ram. This fire just wants to, or I guess all 3 fires there. Wants so badly to be able to participate in the fight. They've just been watching from the outside for so long now. Walling off that battering ram. It's a really solid play there. And TaToH just going for upgrades rather than imp is really interesting. Trying to raid over here with the Lightest now. 2 stone gates to try to keep him out. Oh, it's so close. The gates are barely going up. I think once they go up, they go down, because then you'll have to auto, like, instantly repair them behind. Okay, that stone tile is going down. Slowly. Wow, we have a ram and Lightest push against castles. Okay, or the villagers just open all the gates. Cavalier forced to come over here. Yo, TaToH's actually going to win this. He's at 200 pop. He's just floating res now. And Hera just hasn't been able to have an answer to the pikemen. He has the commander and crossbow now. But is that going to be enough? Because the Lightest will just pounce, right? Hera's low on gold. He can retake this gold over here. TC's still up. Oh, wow. Hera didn't have much armor either on his units. Or on his cav. I mean, commander and crossbow, though. They just shred through those pikes. TaToH took the castle out, and he's now moving back. Getting up to Imp. If he can get Elite Lightus, he's in a solid position. And keep control of the golds that he has right now. His castle will stay up for now. These ramps are a little risky, though. And TaToH just switching positions with the Lightus. Forcing Hera to constantly react. Hera's forced to remake the stables that he lost earlier. Pounce on the... Dude, these monks! They keep going back. Right before TaToH gets to them. I think this gets a well played from Hera. Just because of how TaToH has been able to stay in this. Okay, now the outpost too. So, Hera's feeling like he can do some of the... what's it called? He can fight back. Commander and crossbow protecting this Treb. So it'd need a big ball of Lightus to deal with that. And meanwhile, the Lightus are just in the back of Hera's base. Still this castle on half HP because of units stuck underneath it, and there being no murder holes. And Hera isn't really remaking villagers all that quickly. He has a castle next to each TC. One castle here next to TC, one castle here next to TC, one castle here next to TC. But it hasn't kept TaToH from killing 186 of his villagers. Well, I guess and some fishing ships. And now he's trying to repair this TC. TaToH's up, getting the last armor, so that means he'll raid even better than he was already. And he's building more castles to protect his eco. Increase that Lightus production. TaToH, yeah. Seems like he's in a pretty good position now. Even finding the Treb that's forward. TaToH just has really fast reaction speeds. Does he get the Treb? He gets the Treb. Oh, yeah. And even dodges like some castle fire as he returns to tell his friends about what happened. Does TaToH save up for Elite Lightus now? He's continuing to build Lightus, so he might not be thinking that's, you know, he's in a position to just save for that now. Hera switching to... Okay, he's still making Cavalier with the gold he has. But might switch to Light Cav soon enough because he's still kind of limited on gold. It's really this. These 8 villagers. That's his gold. So these villagers standing around by the wood. Just not a lot of map control up here. He really needs to take control of this gold. There's Elite Lightus. And all of the military is up in the hills now. They know what matters. What's to fight over. It's this gold pile. And the map control you get from having the high ground. I think TaToH just tries to get up to 200 pop. Mostly with Elite Lightus. That's still a lot of commander and crossbow. But no bracer on them. Here's the fight. Trying to take the hill. Who wins this? Good initial fight, I would say. Good initial fight for TaToH. Or I guess fairly even. It's just he doesn't have the killing power right now. You love that it's going to be decided by gold and stone, yeah. I mean, both players have played really well. Just a few little mistakes. And I definitely thought TaToH was dead. But he just went into turbo mode. I guess he killed the Treb, so now he's a moment to raid a little bit more. These monks still being a pain. Did they? Okay, they did get 2 conversions from Lightus. Love to see Halb as well for TaToH. Should be able to click it now. Down to 100 villagers. And how Hera's remaking. There's Halb clicked as well. Lightus coming back around here again. These villagers for Hera have been doing absolutely nothing. So if they get cleared, Might not be the worst case scenario. TaToH sees there's nothing down here. This has been cleared. He doesn't have to worry about fighting down here anymore. And there's another Treb on his castle again with the commander and crossbow mass. Going for tower shields. Okay, so maybe thinking about skirms in late game. Getting all of his techs now. I talked about tower shields in the cooking stream. Meals of Empire's cooking series. How it's pretty close to the Pivisa that the Italian Genoese crossbowmen use. And because the big commander in mass is at the top here, it does kind of allow Halbs to do whatever they want everywhere else. And tower shields does give these guys extra pierce armor as well, I believe. Yeah, because they don't get the last armor, they just get tower shields instead. Ooh, Siege Workshop. Quick wall. No, 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 you don't quick raid me to death. Okay, but I will give you my BBC. BBC get one shot off? No, not even. And these guys are all just stuck here. But that commander and crossbow mass. 44 commander and crossbow. Does feel like we either need skirms over here or something else. Castle finally goes down. Can I see how much repairs it took? I don't think so. Ooh, okay. Winged Hussar. As a replacement for TaToH for the lightest once they run out. It's a solid unit for sure. And he still has a lot of map control. And it's just that the Halbs aren't super useful. I guess he's splitting them up now. Keeping some Halbs to protect. I think he needs to select all idle military. So he can get them all in areas where they're actually needed. Now giving heavy plow. I think he needs to switch onto a ranged unit at some point. Going to dive the commander and crossbow. Again, these only cost wood. So they are a trash unit. And these lightest do not seem to be able to path. TaToH's probably so frustrated with that. They're just freezing. Hate to see it. And now he has to pull back. Didn't really get anything out of that fight. I forgot to look at relics recently, but yeah, Hera still has 4 of them. Oh, they're right at the front of his base too. Not that he has, you know, much of a difference in terms of position. And TaToH's even tracking the Hussar that are coming across. Continuing to put out mostly cav at the moment. But he probably is going to have to react to this sooner rather than later. I think Bracer would be another great tech for TaToH that he might not be thinking about, just for the Hussars they run under his castles. And it's just going to be trading raids off. But it's trading with a trash unit versus, you know, lightest, which costs gold. Obviously, you have to use what you have built. You can't just, like, put them in storage and get the pop back. That's a big raid for Hera. Farm numbers are pretty solid for both players still. And now Hera going forward with another TC to take this gold. And another castle back here for TaToH to try to just protect some of his eco. Could also afford to replace some of these lumber camps. I guess not the ones over here, but some of the other ones. Ooh, Hussar pulling the Halbs out of position so that the rest of the Hussar can feast. Another great move by Hera. And Hera's identified his next target and getting Halb and the last armor as well. Probably just to deal with a lot of these lightest raids as he quick walls the lightest in. Lightest will still have the hill bonus. But I don't know if they can deal with that many Halbs. Some of them are quite weak as well. Yeah, Halbs clean up that raid. Down to 22 lightest. Still sizable, but yeah, Hera's slowly bringing back map control. Because TaToH hasn't really had any siege. It's just been full raids from him. That being said, the fact that he's been able to stay in this for so long is pretty impressive. Now trying to wrap around the crossbows. Just not getting where he wants to. Wants to get the hill bonus. I don't know. He might have gotten it there. That's a pretty solid engagement. Halbs are behind, so they won't be instantly mopped up by the crossbows. And he sees the trebs as well that we're moving forward. solid fight here for TaToH. He's still at max pop after that fight, whereas Hera's at 140. It's just TaToH, I guess, is reproducing behind. He has the production buildings necessary. Still has 3 castles in his base to make Lightus and such. But not... Or he's adding rams. Where is he adding rams from? Okay, up here. Maybe... Okay, getting cap ramp as well. I like this. Ramp plus help. Force Hera to trade away some more impressive units. Also losing the Trebs. Lightus are just such a good unit. Yo. TaToH has score lead. Hera just didn't reproduce his units after that fight. He didn't have the ranges, I guess. And now he's struggling. Down to 130 pop. Hera just needs the siege behind that. Or sorry, TaToH just needs the siege behind this to put that pressure forward. Kill the units before they can come out of the production buildings. Another TC for Hera as he realizes he really needs to repop. TaToH's also still on stone somewhere. Is that down here? Okay, it is down here. Was able to keep some of those villagers alive, it looks like. And has some helps protecting. Already has a capped ram, though, on that town center that Hera's building as a response. Is getting his pop back up. But I think the raids are finally paying off for TaToH because Hera has 44 on farms, but it doesn't seem that efficient. He's trying to replace the farms that aren't being used down here. The villagers get knocked off and he doesn't realize that they're not being used. Commander are trying to mass up and meet up with the Helbs. He's doing that to some extent. And TaToH just has a really solid gold bank still, and I think he's going to save most of that for siege. So he can continue to push. The winged hussars still do very well against Lightus. This all being with Lightus that are missing some attack because they only have 1 relic in the monastery. Another round of Lightus being produced by TaToH. As he comes up here, I think the Lightus could actually take out this cat. Oh, wait, no, he has, I forgot. He did get murder holes. 75 villagers only for Hera. He can't replace these units. It's getting to that point. He can't replace the units. He just has raids everywhere. If you told someone that Hera and TaToH were playing and they called the game because they got raided to death, you would think that Hera did the raiding. But no. TaToH has just crawled back in this one. Staying in Feudal Age longer, staying in Castle Age longer. And Hera is down to 72 vills. I mean, TaToH's low in vills too, but he's remembering to replace them. And Hera's trying to replace them, but he can't do it fast enough. There's just too many units all over the place. All of this, what was once lush farmland, wasn't really, but it's been raided like, what, 10 times this game? And now TaToH realizes he wasn't taking the best fights. He wants to get his pop back up. So he's going to remass over here. Builds a farm TC. I guess he was being raided as well. What do you think of? What do you guys think of this eco bonus? If you had a civ that would have its farms turn a different color if they weren't being worked by a villager, so you could figure out where to send villagers to back to work. Would that be a decent civ bonus? It'd be very specific. It would just help with the usage of your resources. Another castle up here for TaToH to really force Hera off gold. The bit of gold that Hera was able to get back for himself. And TaToH can also make siege out of that castle if he wants. Oh, but he is kind of out of his gold bank. Probably could be a mod. I would think so, but I'm not entirely sure. You would need to know where villagers are. You guys both think it could be a mod. I don't know. Okay, I like the Bracer edition for TaToH. And he's going for Bombard Cannons instead of Trebs. Still solid. The Halbs have just been, like, chasing, it feels like. Whereas the Lith Halbs are a little bit faster and they can catch up. These Halbs have not found the opportunity to do much damage. And meanwhile, the cavalry just slip back around and try to find the commander and crossbows that they can take out. It does feel like TaToH might need to switch into skirms at some point to deal with a number of Halbs. Unless he just wants to go Halb himself against commander and plus Halb. I mean, if he gets skirm now, he already has +4 armor, right? From tower shields? Not entirely sure. Regional farms. That would be funny. But yeah, as someone who spent a lot of time researching the different foods that different civilizations would have had access to, I'd be able to give advice on regional farm skins. Here you can tell the difference between someone growing rye versus someone growing wheat versus someone growing barley. And whether these gourds that are being grown are pumpkins from the Americas or a different cucumber variety. Hera stopped replacing villagers. Almost like as if he's happy under 100 pop, or he just can't afford it right now. Regional farm manager. Seems like TaToH's trying to switch sides? And the areas he's attacking? I'm not sure I understand that. Is he just trying to take the fight down the middle? Oh, he's going for the relics! Yeah, I saw the regional castles. Regional farms just seems like something that no one has asked for except for maybe me in a dream once. That's the problem. The BBC is going to get sniped. Or is it? I mean, it's going to be really hard to take out that monastery unless you can get a castle over here. I don't think you can just do it with siege. Okay, we do have skirms now for TaToH. He has the second armor. I missed that while I was talking about farms. Regional farms. Does he have ballistics? He does, okay. Both players have ballistics. And they're trying the, what do you call them? Cav is trying to loop around, it almost seems like, to go for the Treb. There's another one, but yeah, they're just a little bit slow. He can just loop for the second Treb. He doesn't have to go for this first one right away. Stone is the limiting factor, though, so the more that TaToH has to repair here, the less he has to spend on another castle later. Getting guilds now. Already an hour and 20 into the first game between these two players. I think that's happened before and ended up being going against TaToH. I almost feel like he was just too tired after the first game. He gave it his all. Both players pop dropping as they're taking big fights here, though it just feels like the Halbs for... The Halb plus Commander in it is maybe a little bit better of a composition here. That and having the Treb here. Okay, the Halbs are out of position though, so the Trebs might go down to the Winged Hussar. If the Hussar will attack the Trebs and not the units around. Nope, Trebs stand. And what's in here? Just a BBC. And suddenly TaToH can't replace his units fast enough. It is full spam. 18 Hussar at a time, it seems like. Fishing ship's still working away. I think fires have been deleted. TaToH needs to now replace his villagers. Castle has gone down. Axis is back for Hera. Onto that gold. I think TaToH just switching sides is what cost him this push. He was trying to go for the relics. And you just couldn't make that switch without like a castle forward or something. I think you just had to push at the top. And I don't know why he didn't just keep trying to push the top. Down to 130 pop now. And Hera has the units, so he's just going to keep pushing the advantage. Hera hasn't really repopped. Also, the wood line up here is really disgusting for Hera. Wait, this is all of his wood. If TaToH pushes this back, Hera's out of wood. He can't make Commander into crossbow anymore. I mean, I guess that's the same case for TaToH, but TaToH still has wood down here. Which he's taking with a few units. The game ends here one way or another. This is kind of crazy. Unfortunate part for TaToH is all of his production is kind of down south here. So he's more or less fighting uphill as he's trying to get back around. He's going for the crossbow. I like it. Because after that, Halbs can just clear up everything else. But is he actually attacking the crossbow? There's so much going on down here, and I can't tell what's what. I see no more crossbow. There's just a few back here now. It is absolutely meat grinder down here. TaToH also very low on wood. This is like an islands game where you run out of wood. Except it's not. But TaToH has more farmers. Winged Hussar trying to go around. Disturb the wood economy a little bit. I think the fact that Hera got a TC up on wood is huge. TaToH trying to replace Winged Hussar, Halbs, and villagers. But he's losing the fights now. And he can't get his mass up to take a good fight. And he calls the GG. What a match. And that was only game 1. 378 Halbs made. 300 Hussar. 200 Lightus. How much earlier did Harry make it to Imp? Almost 20 minutes earlier. Definitely was rooting there for TaToH. It was just when he switched sides that he lost the momentum. Look at Hera's micro. Nuts. Commanderin was a really nice switch there for Hera. Good recognition of his position where he has a ton of wood. And he's just being forced off gold by TaToH's continual castles. But yeah, TaToH couldn't really get the siege going. I mean, he did a little bit with the capped rams. But it was just like here and there. And then when he gave up the high ground, I don't think he recognized that wood was so important. He was more focused on these relics. We're into game number 2 between TaToH and Hera. And we're on Fortress with the Desert Gen, which I haven't really seen before. I guess we can speed up the live speed. And... ooh! TaToH tried to take the boar with his scout right after taking the first one. But... I guess he didn't get 2 proper hits. And... the boar went back. As you do, if you don't hit it twice with the scout, it goes back. But it's only 1 with the villager. I think they changed that going into DE, where you only needed 1 hit with the villager. And then they forgot to change that with the scout, or just never, considered needing to change that with the scout. And so you still have to hit it twice with the scout. And you only really see it on maps like this, or when you're laming. But since you can heal up your scout in the castle, it's just a good use of the scout, I guess, in early game, as players are scouting with their villager. So, same civs as I was expecting, Bohemians versus Khmer. It all comes down to the units you can make in the late game. Why is TaToH up a Vil? Oh, because clicked up faster, right? They're already clicking up. Forgot this is 9 villager start, and we just came in a little bit later. Wait, is this how tight the builds are? 20 plus 2 for Bohemians. They aren't really collecting gold faster in this part of the game, but their blacksmith is cheaper. You still need a blacksmith and a market to fast castle, even though you have a castle. This counts to go up to imp, but it doesn't count for going into castle age. And then for TaToH, yeah, I guess this is enough to go up. I don't know, it feels like he's short on wood, though. Oh, he's Chimera, right, he doesn't need the wood. Okay, so he actually maybe clicked up late. But I expect both players are just going to be booming first and then go out for relics later. And once their scouts are healed up, they'll go continue to scout around the map for more relics. Ooh, TaToH didn't quite go far enough to see that one in the corner. And Hera's does see that one in the corner and one behind his base. Relic placement on this map isn't always super fair. Like, I would say these kind of prefer Hera. He has 3 right around outside his walls. And then TaToH has 1 here, and then this one feels pretty neutral. But you do want the relics to still be random, and I think it's kind of tricky. You would have to put... So, if each of these players are spawned on a player land, that's just like one of the lands you can make in a map script. Then you could have a player land here and a player land here. And then somewhere within it, you could drop one of the relics, another one here. And then I don't know where you'd put the other 3 relics. Maybe one in the middle. Oh, I guess you can say avoid player land. Right, that didn't work anymore. Or I guess it doesn't work right now. The avoid player land will avoid all lands instead of just specifically player lands. But as of the new DLC, it will also... It will work as intended, where it will avoid specifically the player lands. And I guess that allows you to control relics a little bit better. Relic placement. Make them more evenly distributed between players. And so both scouts out on the field now. I think both of them actually saw where their opponent Garrison their king. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if Hera saw that. I think he just pulled back. So TaToH up a little bit faster. Going for the 2 TCs. As expected. And Hera ready to drop a TC as well. Looks like he's going to put one here and here. Giving himself plenty of farm space. Actually lacking a little bit of wood. Force drop. There we go. There we go. Yeah. I was going to say force drop again, but no. He's got it. Where did the extra 50 stone come in for Hera? I think he actually sent villagers to collect extra 50 stone. And then realized that the res wasn't Regicide resources. I think it's an issue with the map script. If I look at... Yeah, economy. Oh, TaToH's collected 50 stone. Okay. Did he sell stone then to go up? No. He must have, I guess. I have to get to the bottom of this. Oh, Hera bought 100 stone. Okay, that makes more sense. So Hera bought the stone for his second TC. And now it's just eco. Ooh, scouts could run into each other. How was your guys' Thursday? Anything exciting happen? Any encounters with insects or birds that you would like a biologist to weigh in on? Any exciting predictions for the DLC? I'm hoping the Fire Lancer does damage to buildings the same way the Fire Archer does. I really want a meta of like destroying buildings to kind of come into favor. Because I think that's like the easiest way to improve the value of infantry, though. The infantry buffs all look really good. Reducing the price a little bit, but mostly just giving them extra speed, because mobility is so big, especially once you get up into the higher levels, where people have the actions per minute to match the speed of the units. You're still working, barely went outside. Did I go outside today? I don't think I went outside today. I uploaded the Meals of Empire video for the Armenians. Finished the thumbnail for that. Made onion soup. Made garlic bread. Prepared for the stream with all the alerts. And that was it. Who's sending me Discord invites? Or Steam invites? I think I'll break my stream if I look at that. Oh, it's D-Way. 4th TC for TaToH. And the boom just feels pretty standard for right now. Both players seem like they're playing pretty standard. I don't think anyone's gotten housed. Oh, maybe Hera has. 1 minute and 30 seconds of idle TC time. Oh, he still doesn't have... Or yeah, he does. He has enough farms for 3 TC. Never mind. There were times in the previous game that Hera felt overwhelmed, but I almost feel like sometimes Hera needs to be overwhelmed a little bit. It gets them into a different mindset of just like click everywhere. You left the flat to buy tobacco. Okay, I guess that counts as going outside. Yeah, I didn't even do that. I just had what I needed ahead of time. I'll definitely be going outside tomorrow. Probably go for a bike ride before the tournament starts tomorrow. And then we'll be back at it casting. When I only have like one person watching, I feel a little odd casting, but once we have a group, it feels more communal. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hera getting fervor just to speed up his monks a little bit. I guess it does speed up his villagers as well. Ah, thanks for the stream all day. Yeah. I'm glad I can help. It's tricky when you have a lot of casters in, like, actually signed up for the tournament and you don't enjoy the cast from all the different casters. So I was thinking maybe when some of the more controversial casters were on, not saying any names, that I would get more viewers. But there is also Ornlu casting as an alternative caster. And he's a little bit more well-developed in the community, I'd say. So I think a lot of people just tuned into him. Interesting house placement for TaToH. It's mostly just placing them around and about. Not necessarily walling off anything particular. These Khmer farms just in the back of his base. Kind of funny. Doesn't need to be next to a mill. Does he... I mean, he must have a mill. Yeah, okay, he does have a mill because he has farm upgrades. What is that? Okay, what is that? I have questions about that forward siege workshop and... Oh, Hera just wants to protect this relic. I was like, why is this Hussite wagon just going across the map like this? Hera is ahead in collecting relics. I think TaToH just took the one that was in front of his base. And I like the outpost from TaToH. Gives them plenty of time to react. Though Bohemians are pretty they don't have a ton of choices. Pretty direct in terms of what they're going to be doing. Siege Workshop immediately observed and immediately denied. Scout goes back. I mean, I think... yeah, I don't know. I was going to say, I think Scout just takes that on. Hussite Wagon continues to go forward to figure out where that Vil went. If there's any other follow-up. And is trying to be pulled out of position. Does Hera fall for it? Okay, oh, stable got deleted. Never mind. Does see the deleted stable, though. So might be thinking, okay, where are these villagers going next? And TaToH is ready to click up. Hera already on the way up to Imp. Oh, TaToH... Did TaToH need that siege... No. Okay. I was gonna say, does he need the siege workshop to go up? But no, I mentioned earlier how you just need a castle to go up. So, Hoofdnietzsche, the opening for our Bohemian player. Feels like both players are just building their unique unit to open up. Is this siege workshop going to go up? I'm playing Ring and Rosie around the foundation. One more shot. Micro around. Gets it. I don't think that monk... Yeah. Didn't even hear the light cav get the hits, but did the trick. So it's light cav to take care of the Hoofdnietzsche... Or, sorry, not the Hoofdnietzsche. The Hussite wagon. Vil's still alive. 2 HP. Really wants to get that Vil, doesn't he? Okay, going for the monk now. Vil's been healed a little bit. So dumb. Getting every little bit of value when you have over 100 villagers each. And behind this, Hera going into pikes. So it looks like it's going to be probably not Hussar quite yet, but at least like Cav plus Ballista Elephant for TaToH. And when I saw him play this previously with Khmer, it was a lot of Ballista Elephants, which can be very, very strong. Did Hera get that relic? Wow, he ended up getting that relic at the end of the game. Or, not the end of the game, at the end of that fight. Getting all the upgrades now, mostly for pikemen. Loom as well. I mean, 4 versus 1. TaToH must feel like he needs to do some sort of damage. There's still a decent amount of gold on the map. TaToH could actually cut in with the Ballista Elephants, since some of these walls are just trees. That feels like a TaToH kind of move, but I would also expect Hera to just quick wall behind. Ah, okay. I'm surprised it was the first name in the Age of Empires category. If only alphabetical order mattered. But yeah, I asked Annie if she was going to cast, and she said she was unsure. I don't think she was really tuned into the event much. But if she does, I'd be happy to co-cast with her, because some of these games are a little bit long. And Ornlu I haven't really chatted with before. There's the cut! Oh, no, he goes back because he sees the halbs are already ready. Yo, no conversion? Redemption or Devotion wasn't even in. It's a bit of a surprise. And the outpost line begins for Hera on the bottom side. TaToH doesn't really have much siege to push with, so I think Hera recognized that. He's buying his time, getting those upgrades for his monks. Could actually get food monks, I didn't think about that. Just go full monks against the Ballista Elephants, but then obviously you have to contend with the light cav. That are gonna have full armor as well as iron casting soon. And elite Ballista Elephant coming in. I don't think we have any of the Siege Workshop techs or double crossbow yet, but quite a few techs that can apply to them to make them super, super strong units. Oh, going for crop rotation now? Okay. Planning ahead. Was that intentional? That must have been a misclick. I was gonna say, sometimes these maps do go to wood. So I don't think you're gonna be wanting to throw away your own wood now. Actually, just killing all of Hera's wood could be a play. Very micro-intensive, for sure. Like, instead of putting monks on all of your control groups, you're just putting one Ballista Elephant and you're just clicking all the different trees in front of your opponent's base. That has been done with onagers, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone try to do it with Ballista Elephants. A little bit slower. This is a TaToH move. Pulling off some of the light cav to start clearing the outpost. Make sure your opponent doesn't see what's going on over here. Make the most use out of these units. It's a solid group of light cav too. As TaToH's just about pop capped, so is Hera. Can Hera see these light cav? Yeah, he does. Okay. So, just sends the Halbs over there, has plenty of times. And these are Bohemian Halb that get the bonus against cavalry. It's just mostly Halb and Hufnitsche, I guess, for Hera. The Halbs do get cleared up, though, by these Ballista Elephants. It's a very potent unit composition. There is a castle on the hill here for Hera to protect his villagers for now. Well, that wood line exists. There is some trees here that could allow the Hussars into the base. Do we have... Oh, we do have ballistics now. And Hera's just using that fact to out-micro ballistics. To some extent. Not doing a super good job of it. Ooh, I love this. Light cav just pull the Hussar... Or sorry, the Halb out of position. And get a snipe on... I guess they're still bombard cannons. They're not Hufnitsche yet. I think Hera might be saving it for that at the moment. Either that or not sure what to make with his... Yeah, there it is. Hufnitsche. And, ooh, a nice castle here for TaToH. Recognizing that there's both stone and gold there. And clearing out the outpost, though I'm sure that Hera sees the foundation. Yeah, Hera's full vision over here. I think Hera's going to need a lot to deal with these Ballista Elephants. Oh, we have a pause. Let me double check that this for them as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Back in it. Probably a Hera. I'm going to drink water real quick, pause. Which I should do as well, because my voice is getting pretty hoarse. I see. TaToH's just ready to cut in. I don't think this is King Snipe, but that's definitely could be in the cards in the future. This is what I was saying. Hera's just going to quick wall behind. Ooh, try to jump through the castle to get the quick wall. Didn't quite get it. And forcing your opponent to just constantly chase after your units is one way to make the Halbs less effective. Because when they're just fighting in one position, not so good. But that is one thing that TaToH's pretty good at. And that's how he's won a previous match when he was up against what I would say is the best civ on this map. The Bengalis. That we didn't see that come into fruition earlier. Oh, these Halbs have to watch out. Boom, 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 boom. Only 2 monks here. But enough to get TaToH to fall back for the moment. There's that conversion. What do we have so far for TaToH for upgrades? We do have double crossbow. And we do have siege engineers. Okay, so he has pretty much everything he needs. And he's spreading out across the map with his more mobile unit. Still an outpost here. But not, I guess, the most important. 2 villages over here. The lumber camp. Hera pause actually triggers you. Yeah, it is kind of annoying. But, at the same time, I'm not going to say you should just, like, do it without drinking water. Be strong. I don't know. It almost feels like when games go long, there should be like an auto pause by the game. Be like, hey, do you need to hydrate? That feels like it would be in a Nintendo game. Have you hydrated recently? Have you gotten up to take care of... Go to the bathroom? Didn't Wii games tell you to like not play or stop you from playing after a certain period of time or something like that? Can't quite remember, but that sounds like a thing. Hussite reforms. Monks are only going to cost food. Don't see that clicked every day. But that provides you a trash answer to the Ballista Elephants. Trash is in non-gold costing. Are these barracks? These are barracks. Is TaToH thinking of matching Halb for Halb? I think so. But yeah, Ballista Elephants clean up the Halbs pretty quickly. I wonder how many barracks Hera has to keep up this Halb production. Like if he takes a bad fight, okay, 12 barracks, pretty good. I was gonna say, if he takes a bad fight, then repopping his Halbs might be difficult for him. But he's on top of it for the moment. He definitely has to stay around the Hufnicha, but 6 Hufnicha is a nice mass. And I know TaToH does a good job of redirecting units their way, and trying to force the fight where he wants to force the fight. But I think you have to respect the 6 Hufnicha rolling towards your base. Delete? I don't think Khmer get Heresy, but they might get Faith. Oh, wait. Yeah, they don't get Heresy. Okay, we already have Faith for Hera. Or, sorry, for TaToH. TaToH is deciding to fight over here by this hill. Instead of, you know, paying attention to the Hufnitsa. Which I don't hate. Again, this is how Hera kind of won the previous map. And he has Siege Rim as well. I missed that tech. That's pretty big. That just seems like a player who does appreciate Siege Ram. Hera trying to attack ground against those Ballista Elephants. And I guess the other question is how many stables does TaToH have? He has 6 here, and yeah, he might need more stables actually to be able to replace these Hussars. Does take out that castle, and Hera only has so much pop he can devote to this other area. That being said, Hera's not really using his castles for military production, whereas TaToH does. So he needs these castles to stay alive. I think he's going to dive the... Yeah, he's diving the Hufnitsa now. How many can he get? They're a little bit speedier now that they got their all gunpowder faster. It looks like he might have just gotten 2 or 3, and then the Ballista Elephant might get converted. I mean, it saved him some time, but I think this castle still goes down. And then it's just left with 1 castle behind. Or I guess the one that he built forward as well. Really nice here for the siege rams to be able to take out the Shrebs. TaToH can save some stone after repairing that. Monks that cost no food plus Halb that costs no... Or sorry, monks that cost no gold plus Halb that cost no gold. Up against Ballista Elephants. And somehow took out all the rams as well. It's impressive. Yeah, that castle went down so quickly. Hera's push is really, really strong. And I think he's trying to get rid of some of these Halbs before they stream across the map, but he just doesn't have the opportunity here. I think this game's going to TaToH. Yeah, the Ballista Ellies are underwhelming sometimes. And they are getting nerfed, I think, in the next update. But I might be wrong there. Might be misremembering. I think the big thing is Hera's just been able to replace these Halbs so quickly. And this push has been stopped here. Okay, they are taking out the monks when they pay attention to them. It's also... These Ballista Ellies are fighting each other. And they don't do a great job killing each other. Vils are being sent to deal with the ram, which is exactly what he needs. TaToH's pop still good. Has he... Oh, did he clear? Oh, no, there's still 2 Hufnitsa. I don't know what TaToH does with all the light cav he makes, though. It doesn't feel like that's super effective. It almost feels like he needs hand cannons rather than Ballista Elephants. Which Khmer do get, right? Not smoking here. Yeah, Khmer's do get hand cannoneers. Because the Ballista Elephants do still take bonus damage from Halb. Especially with these stronger stronger Halbs from the... Yeah, they're like almost like trading evenly against the Ballista Elephants. And these are definitely not doing the trick. So it does feel like hand cannon is the play here. You know what? The monks have redemption. They can just convert the rams. And that's exactly what Hera's doing. Forward castle goes down. I guess TaToH still has these side castles. And he's trying to raid where he can. It's just this push right down the middle, which is what you expect the Bohemian player to do. Also, it looks like TaToH has an issue with his cast position for his villagers. Still has some gold. Trying to replace farms. But, yeah, 150 pop versus 200. Kofnicha are just killing all the walls. And this castle's on 100 HP out of 6,300. One of the best civilizations against Bohemians is actually Vietnamese, because Imp Skirm is a solid unit against most of what the Bohemians want to make. As long as you're not taking, you know, big shots to the face from the Hufniche. But against a lot of the Halbs, it's good. And it still deals okay against the Hufniche. But yeah, it's... The issue is just these cav can't get in. Hera does a really good job of getting the Hufniche amidst the Halbs. Instead of trying to move the Halbs to the Hufniche, he just goes the other way around. Now getting Arson, so his Halbs do more damage against TaToH's buildings. And where's TaToH's king? Back here. Pretty close to the danger zone. Don't really see what TaToH has going for him right now. Why he's staying in this. Is he thinking if this goes to a goldless game, he's in a better position? No. Okay. Hera is victorious.
You know, but Hera is playing very, very good, man.
Oh, his king died? Oh, shoot. He did. I missed that. I was expecting it, and then I still missed it. Playing on Chaos Pit. They're very close together in this little ring, and both players are trying to push the deer to their town center from these little pagodas next to the berries, and they both have their own berries behind. To get access to gold, they have to cut through here. Hera not targeting the same tree to continually cut through, but okay. Neither is TaToH, so I guess they're not considering, you know, access to gold the top priority right now. Probably more just trying to take as many deer as they can. Whose sheep was this? It looks like it was TaToH's. Because it wasn't... I don't know. I guess I should check Hera's point of view. Oh no, it was Hera's. Okay. Hera was scouting with it, and TaToH stole it. Fair play. Am I caught up? I mean, I just joined the game immediately when it started, so yeah. TaToH with the early loom because he got housed, I think. Unless he was expecting laming to be in the cards. And Hera with 3 on wood versus TaToH's just 2 on wood. So this seems like it's just going to be an aggressive play into towers. Plenty of stone around. And Hera now going on berries. Okay. How does TaToH have so many more sheep? He still has 5 sheep available. Hera's going to have 2. I mean, 1 sheep difference, I guess, earlier. Maybe TaToH did a better job of pushing... Oh, that's why Hera's still scouting with the sheep. Whereas TaToH's still pushing the deer from the pagoda. I guess so is Hera. Hera just getting loom now as he gets housed as well. Funny. But he'll have the rest to click up as well, which I'm assuming he's going to do instead of building another villager. There we go. And TaToH clicks at the same time, so 20 pop for both. Pretty standard. Hera thinking about stealing a sheep, it looks like. And yeah, TaToH's not falling for that. He's played against Hera often enough. Okay, this doesn't look like it's a tower rush. Otherwise, I wouldn't expect 9 on wood. It'd be far less than that. And 9 on wood as well for Hera. That's what you do with wood lumber camp to be able to afford both barracks and a, I mean, some sort of production building, whether that's a range or a stable. I'm expecting to see just full skirms. Built the walls and didn't want to build them? Okay. We have a pause.
Yes.
Don't know what that was about. Another Hera pause. Maybe just feeling some lag or something like that. Could be the case. Is Hera gonna delay this to just be a pest? Maybe. What is TaToH actually doing with his scout? Both get up to the same time. Trying to take the hill control. What's the follow-up building for either player? That is a range, okay. For a second it looked like a stable to me, but it's not. And TaToH does not have the wood. Because he's getting... Is he just going to play spear? Getting horse collar though, with Teutons, when you already have cheaper farms, doesn't seem all that necessary. And it'll just be full walls. And I think Hera was planning to go Scrim Spear. I don't hate this from TaToH. It reduces the effect, yeah. The time when Hera's best when he's microing. And TaToH's pretty much full walled to his town center. Spear might want to go under. Can the TC hit the spear? Yeah, it does. And Hera's scout's kind of stuck here. Though TaToH's scout is pretty weak as well. And Hera will just micro that for days. And then probably just run under the TC. Bop. Oh! Oh! You thought you could run under my TC? No. Okay, it just goes out the other way. And skirms are just idling all of these farms. I think that scout goes down. Maybe not. TaToH probably just needs to be able to check what Hera's doing in response here. And who's going to be out first? Unclear at the moment. And there's the sneaky stable for TaToH. Didn't want to just go into a skirm mirror. He's going to go for sneaky scouts with the Teutons. And maybe towers as a follow-up. Not the worst follow-up. Hera's just making one spear. But he could make more once he sees the scouts. And his scout's going to come in to see if TaToH's making a scout. Okay, he doesn't see it yet. But he's looking. He's going to get trapped in the wood line. Ooh, he's thinking about it. He's like, oh, TaToH's not paying attention, right? But no, TaToH already pulled some vills over to try to find a gold. We have two scouts just waiting patiently for more to arrive. Hera already at 17 farms. I guess these Korean skirms are super cheap, right? That's one reason why you pick Koreans. It's because these skirms and these spears are just super cheap, and yeah, Hera's reaction time's instant as the villagers go after the spearmen. And the scouts try to get hits against the skirms, but they just bump up against each other. They really had to go after different skirms to be more effective, and that by the time he tries to get like 3 hits on it, there's another spearman that forces the skirms back. But at least TaToH can use these farms again. And I think Hera's thinking about just really forward walls.
Yeah.
Maybe TaToH as well. Yeah, Hera just wants to bring that bill back, I think. Okay, now the scouts could get some kits, but no, Hera reacts in time to take the hill advantage there. And the scouts have just been ineffective. TaToH's continuing to build more, though. Just keeping him at home until he's ready to pounce. Yeah, Hera doesn't see that, even with extra Korean line of sight on the villagers. Which is going to end up being a team bonus soon. Which I think makes Koreans even stronger. Pull spear out of position. Jump back on the skirms. Classic. Getting bloodlines even. Okay, now TaToH's cooking. I mean, this usually is pretty limited aggression at this point in the match. And now I think TaToH wins and finally kills Hera Scout. And we'll be able to get up those forward towers. Or sorry, forward walls that he wants. Only one skirm or one spear behind this. Bloodline's almost in. Willing to take a fight against spears if he has the downhill hits. Hera does a good job pulling the spear out of position. Or I guess the scouts out of position. And we'll see Bloodlines now. What's his response? Can almost click up. If he force drops, I think he's up. Getting gold mining upgrade. Does have the blacksmith. Just getting the other techs for now. And TaToH sneaking around for towers. Okay, tower on the stone. I like that a little bit better than that first tower. Trying to be very sneaky. Because, yeah, there's a ton of vision here. For these units. Hera still hasn't clicked up. Does he think he has clicked up? Oh, yeah, I don't know. There was definitely a delay there. Maybe he was just too busy fighting. Walled up villager here. Trying to do some damage. Yeah, TaToH's so comfortable staying in the age a bit longer than most players. I think he... Is it immediately second tower here? Yeah. Half in range. And then he can always use this stone mine to keep building more towers. Just make the game super messy. I think he got fletching for the towers as well. Willing to take fights against the spearmen. Because he has foraging and bloodlines. And now he just feasts on the villagers. Feast TaToH. Just take the high ground first. Or maybe not even. Just patrol. More towers. More towers. He can just build a tower wherever he wants now. He can Vil fight if he wants. $41-30. Scouts move away, I guess, just for the spear, so the villagers can take care of the spear. Spear might have hill bonus there, and scouts just are not fighting the way they should be. Love to see another tower here. Skirms are back in position for Hera, so they can do a little bit of damage in this fight. But scouts are just trying to find spears before they can do too much. Is Hera going to try to wall this out? Almost looks like that's the case. I think that tower just gets mowed down. Hera's up now. Could afford Bodkin if he wanted to. Vil's pull back. It's just full Vil fight shenanigans. And I think it's working for TaToH. Still has 22 on farms versus Hera's 9 because of all the towers. There's another safer tower. But TaToH needs to get a few more scouts back over here. Oh, okay. Hera is going to try to rush down the towers while the towers are fighting the skirms. TaToH's losing a lot of Vil still. But more scouts are here. Good thing for TaToH is all of his villages at home are still working. We have some wall-offs to make sure the villagers can't escape. We have a knight for TaToH and one villager is getting stuck. Okay. So now the Vil count's getting a little bit more closer to even. And TaToH's trying to keep making units. I mean, he can still take a decent fight here if he's killing villagers. The knight's not that important. It just feels like TaToH hasn't been able to get good fights with these units. but absolutely feasting. And more villagers forward for more towers. Spears as well forward to take care of the knights. Or at least help with the knights. Keeping Koreans off stone is always a great idea. Because so much of their game plan revolves around either towers or their castle to make war wagons. If your opponent, your opponent's making Korean knights, it's not looking too hot. Oh, nice job there by TaToH, preventing the vills getting back to the TC. Their pathing is terrible. Hera back to so few villagers. And more villagers forward for TaToH to build more castles. Or more towers, I should say. But he is up against knights and spears. I think he needs to pull back. And indeed, he's doing so. If you can just, like... I don't know, this is very similar to the first game, which went very long. Because of all the early shenanigans. But I like these towers. And Hera's trying to go for the counterattack with the knights. Again, no good reaction here. Knights don't want to dive in, though. I think they realize they can't let these towers go up. But they're already here, so they might as well dive in. No good way. I mean, yeah, TaToH needs a lot of quick walls now. He can't focus on fights over here. Just keep these guys on defensive and quick wall your heart out. I mean, gates here would help. Gates here would help. Knights aren't going in there, though. They're just chasing back and forth, trying to avoid the spear hits. TaToH needs to keep his scouts alive. That's the only thing that's keeping him kind of even here. Because he's not close at all to going up to the next stage. Wait, did he clear these knights? Or did these knights run? He actually cleared the knights. Wow. I guess... Oh, yeah, they're Korean knights with no upgrades. Okay. And more Turton towers. Cav archers for Koreans. Okay. Hera's trying a little bit of everything. If he does have a cav archer ball, that could get him back into the game. More towers. It's once TaToH gets to this hill that things become difficult for him. The hill bonus is, yeah, tricky to deal with. Hera does have 2 TCs now, so he can kind of replace all the vills he's lost. I think TaToH now needs to stop making units and just get up. The areas that he's towering have already kind of been decimated. It's like salted earth that he's not getting much benefit out of towering anymore. He is keeping Hera's units at home, though. And tower will go up. Towers, baby. And now scouts, we're going to see there's a second TC, I think. Maybe not. Maybe he does see... No, you wouldn't see the boar carcass, would he? I don't know if you see the boar carcass. And there we go. Confirmed. Second TC. Quick walls by Hera. That's what I think TaToH needed earlier. Just as quickly deleted again. Okay, what is TaToH thinking? I think a mining camp. There we go. Gonna be difficult for Hera to deal with that. What are these? Do we have house walls on the... Yeah, on all the palisades. But the cav archers are just gonna run into the TC. I think Hera just goes for it. I don't know. Castle H finally on the way for TaToH. And he's gonna have probably like 10 villagers extra by the time he gets there. So not, you know, impossible for Hera to come back into this one. And Hera does have some wall-offs on the right side. And over here was just a quick wall action. But okay, just wall off. No, TaToH's pretty much walled at home. It's just this that he needs to secure, I think. Cav finding themselves in a little dip. And the tricky thing is, Teutons don't have a great counter to cav archers. Because they don't get husbandry. And there we have husbandry for the cav archers. And the knights. Also, these scouts can't really be upgraded for TaToH. He's going to go for the monk snipe, if he can. But yeah, a lot of his scouts going down there. And not finding too many opportunities. Is Hera going to go for a castle drop? Hera is going to go for a castle drop. Haha. He did have this stone accessible to him. It's going to nestle it right there next to the market and the stable. That's how you make use of your faster castle age time. And I don't know what TaToH can do here. I think he just tries to counter raid. And again, we're going to have quick walls by Hera. TaToH's just a tiny little bit too slow there. And TaToH abusing the market so he can try to get a castle as well. Knights in the back of his base to stop him from getting a castle up, but tons of spearmen there, and I think the spearmen are enough now that he's in castle age. They have extra defense. Cav archers can just run under the TC though, because there's no vills in the TC, and try to micro down the spearmen. Castle is up though. A lot of TaToH's farming eco is safe, I should say. And the vill count is pretty similar after all that. More towers, more towers for TaToH here. Not easily defended by Hera. Hera's just going to spread out even more on this top side. He's scouted it already, so he knows where a nice new TC placement. Where a new TC can be placed. Hera again healing up his units so much with the Cav Archer and the Knights. Knights are probably coming over here just to deal with this tower. These scouts aren't enough to prevent them. But these vills mining Hera's stone is quite nice. There's not a ton of extra stone. Actually, there's no other stone around the outside of the map. So it's just what's in the basin here. I don't think we're going to see... I think the Siege Workshop is just in case TaToH wanted to go for a ram push, since we've seen TaToH go for rams in the previous 2 games. It's just in case he needs mangonels behind. But not to be. TaToH unfortunately making knights out of the stable right next to the castle. Ooh. Just barely keeps that knight alive. But he is losing a lot of HP on the knights as they come out of that stable. 2 more CCs for TaToH in the back to try to maintain whatever lead he has. I don't know what composition is like in late game. It might just be Halp Siege. And I don't know how much Hera's gonna like the Koreans late game. Definitely feels like a TaToH sort of map. Knights are being healed up a little bit. Do they get free, yeah, they get free herbal medicine, don't they? So as long as the knights stay alive, they can be healed up pretty easily. And TaToH making sure he has ways to get back in towards his castle if he needs to. If TaToH can get his knights numbers up high enough, he could go for a ram push of his own, but his strategy so far has just been to raid, I think. While these knights actually being taken out because of murder holes, plus the scout helping. This tower stays up. Dude, towers are so frustrating, man. Cav Archer is doing a good job of spotting where those knights are going. Or so I would think. Oh, they're just patrolling. And the knights are trying to find their way around. Knights are being so stealthy. Cav Archers get moved out of position just at the wrong moment. And Knights think about going under the TC, at least try to get 1 vill. Yeah. And then back to the retreat towards the towers. 4th TC for TaToH. And a mangonel to deal with any potential ram push. Ballistics coming in for Hera, so I'm guessing that's mostly for Cav Archers. And TaToH got guard tower. That's such a TaToH move. Such a TaToH move. And he's coming back over, I'm guessing, to collect more stone. Maybe even repair this tower. If he can, yeah, stop that knight from getting it. Hera on 4TC as well. And vill count is like 10 vills ahead. I guess TaToH just hasn't been laying down the farms he needs to. Might be fatigue getting to him. And he doesn't have a good access to Hera's economy. Ooh, Hera gonna build a castle there to deal with all these towers. actually doesn't have a great way of accessing that castle without potentially losing some villagers in the process because of all this arrow fire. Will he lose any? I don't know, actually. No ballistics. And Hera seems to be able to pull away the weak villagers and build more towers behind. Or TaToH's building more towers behind. This ram is really asking to be destroyed by this mangonel that TaToH made, if he remembers he has it. Now he's getting ballistics for his towers. He really wants his last tower to go up. It goes up. Can garrison everyone in there. Has monks forward to help with his knights. Ooh, that looked like a nice shot against the cav archers. Just that they had the high ground, so it was hard to see. Ooh, another nice shot. Okay. It's just not actually doing much. A lot of weak cav archers that are just going to be replaced. Or healed up. Alright, looks like the ram did get taken out. 5th TC from TaToH. And 5th TC from Mr. Hera. Definitely losing my voice. Haven't spoken this much in a while. TaToH keeps doing these one villager TCs. It seems really odd. And what is this wood line from Hera? Oh, this must have been when you build the castle? Look at this attempted block. So unnecessary. These are Toot Knights. They're not going anywhere here. He's doing this purely for the viewers. I think Hera just feels in control of this game now. Especially if you look at the score. TaToH's still trying his best. He's finding a way into TaToH's eco. And making it difficult, I think, for the cav archers to respond. But this castle from Hera. Alright, I think my voice is back. Now that is a ram push. I don't know how many rams Hera had ready for that castle push. But I think he gets it. Yeah, he gets it. And now the cav archers can just run into his eco. What does TaToH have left in terms of military? A few knights? I mean, he still has more than Hera? I don't know where Hera's cav archers went, actually. Does have conversion resistance for these knights, but it's not quite enough. He's selling wood and food to make gold, or to get gold to make knights. Did he just put 10 in queue? Or, wait, am I misreading that? Yeah, he has one knight and so many knights in queue here in the stable. And he's trying to make more stables to replace the knights he's just got that converted. Housed as well. Yeah, things were not looking good after that castle dropped. Hera going for the big ram play was actually kind of crazy. Only showing one ram. The fact that, yeah, you're going ram push against someone who can build Teutonic Knights to take out your rams. And now that Hera has castles and stone, he can afford to just make war wagons instead of cav archers. Which I think are a little bit beefier. A little bit better. As long as you don't have to have a super mobile unit. Already has ballistics for them, all the upgrades. And TaToH needs a big ram mass, or knight mass to deal with the war wagons. Hera's up to imp as well. I don't think TaToH is any position to deal with that imp timing. It's not like the previous games. He only has 13 active farms. I love the strategy choice, and it just felt like Hera did all the little things that he needed to get back into the game. Build a castle up here to deal the towers. Make cav archers and knights. I think against like so many other players, this doesn't work. Also, the fact that TaToH has consistently been relying on these stable units that just haven't been super fluid. They've just kind of been running into each other. I think has also hurt his chances. Like, if you had a strategy that relied on range units a bit more, I think you'd be doing better. I mean, TaToH's at 100 bills. He doesn't feel like he needs to call it, even if he's lost the middle control. Is there any stone even left? TaToH has enough for a castle. Okay, there's stone there. And yeah, Hera's still mining some back at his base. Oh my. I didn't notice this. TaToH's going to return the favor. Go for his own ram push. Knights queued back at home. Just has to manage this, and this might be too much. Bracer and chemistry going to be coming in. Houses have to be deleted. Forcing TaToH to be pop blocked. Just so he can surround these war wagons. And yet he still can't surround them. Having to delete your market. Your second market of the game. Just to try to deal with these war wagons. There goes the ramp push though. I think this one's gonna work. It's just there's so many castles behind this. And there's the GG. Third sweep of the day, but well played to both Hera and TaToH, because they did look like some of the best two players from today.
Not better than we expected he would.
No. And then he did better.
Yeah,
I think he did
somehow.
insane.
Yeah,
It really insane.
and then but TaToH also played amazing. TaToH is going to be really scary in that losers bracket. What a series, and what a close to day number one, man. That was beautiful.
Yeah, man, because we got the feeling that maybe the first two series was more one-sided.